external account hierarchy, account relationship, public community, community user provisioning, account roles. I do hope we'll cover them. I will try and go through them. Just a brush up. Yesterday we looked at the licensing and how to choose licensing, and it was very important. And then just going around both the front end and back end, seeing what is available. So today I'll be doing more. Actually, I wrote some of these things in my own words, and towards the evening, I saw more Salesforce documentation with better written. So I just added it afterwards. I didn't go about deleting mine. So it's all good material for everybody. I was still happy that what I wrote was still correct or in line, because Salesforce always changing things or adding new things. So what I want us to be doing today, we'll be looking at the slides and then we'll be jumping to the org. We'll be looking and going to the org. Don't forget my strategy. It's not about just let us design a website. It's about us understanding everything about the website. Then we can design towards the end, and even on your own, because we know it now, we can do it whatever we want based on our taste and expertise. And then finally, or most importantly to me, this is all geared towards certification. So we are learning the knowledge as regards to learning the things that we need, so that whenever we sit in exam hall or doing our certification, we would be processing questions based on Salesforce knowledge. Oh, I've seen this, I understand this, and then with that, you can answer your question. So we'll be going front and back from this. So start up with sharing and security. So I'll read up, then we'll go to the org. So mostly it's best to set the rules for one, which is actually the default for better performance. And external access is more restrictive than internal. I'll brush through there. I think we'll still look at it again at some point in this lecture. Then all shared data respects licenses, profiles, permission sets, and sharing settings. So no matter what data that is being shared, just like inside Salesforce, the same thing happens in Salesforce kind of also happens in the external side. So it must respect the license, the profile, or permission set, and sharing settings. And if you look, there's a progression as how powerful these are. License is like the ticket to you to even use Salesforce. It's like your ticket. Then when you get in, you're given a profile, which is your identity. Permission set is still like a profile. It's just an extension of the profile. Then sharing setting is now going deep down into data or objects or how you want to share now after. If you don't have access, that's where sharing setting comes in. Then we'll be looking at customer. The customer commit licenses can only use sharing sets and sharing group. I highlighted this. This is an exam question. So just be looking out for the exam questions and be storing it in your head or be copying it so that you can revise it again. So this is a major exam question, and you have almost like yesterday class could have up to 10 or 5 questions. Today class could have up to 20 to 25 questions in the exam. It's like the bulk of it actually. So please pay attention. So the customer community license limitation, it's actually role hierarchy, sharing rules, team sharing, and manual sharing. Another exam question. So anybody with this customer license, which is a customer community license, will not be having a role hierarchy, which allows us to also share, will not be using sharing rules, cannot have team sharing, and cannot be shared manual. Of course, it's economy, so you won't get all those things. So it's an economy class license, so you are not going to get the best out of Salesforce partner experience if you have this license. Okay, let me move to the next slide. So another thing is also I have something I call security layer settings. So the first layer of security setting is the community settings, where you have the roles. It can only apply to partners and customer. And then enable partner user, allow using external profile for self-registration and user creation. So this is the first level of settings, which is of course on our community side. our internal org, the backend. So that is where you enable all this. Then profiles. When you have a profile, you can do API enable. You can approve feed posts and comments and create an own charter records. You can also pin posts. Permission sets, it's about the same thing as I say, it's an extension of your profiles. Then there's something called clickjack protection. So this clickjack protection allows us to evade attacks. So some malicious people might actually want to attack your website. So you need clickjack protection. Actually, when you sign up for Salesforce Community Cloud, when you deploy your experience, it always comes with a recommended one. So right now, let me quickly jump into an org. We created one yesterday. We can go to it even from here. If I go down here, I think it's called Experience, right? So Experience Demo Partner. Oh, sorry, it won't work here because we have not published it. So I'll go to digital, all sites, go to workspace. So this is our backend. So when I go to administration, settings, preferences. Oh, I think that's on builder. So let me take a look at my slide again. That should be on builder. Yeah, experience builder, settings and security. So go to builder. Oh, now I've opened both so I can move between them. So you enable that from settings, go to security and privacy. So that's clickjack protection. So it helps you to secure your site so people cannot come and scrape your site or direct you away from your site. Actually, we're on the one recommended by default from Salesforce that's recommended. You could go more with this, most protection, or with this, but I will just stick with what was recommended. So this is part of the protection, and this is part of exam question 2. Then going back to the backend, which I remember showing this yesterday, we discussed about it. When you create your portal, I created it because this is a sandbox, so I'm being assigned both customer and partner. If it was a paid org, you could actually just see one if you only have one. But if you have both, that's why we're seeing both, because we're just testing it, a test org. And it comes with one, which is default, and is best for performance. But if you know you're gonna have more than one row, then you have to increase it. But right now I'm using one. It's a whole different also cost on even these partner roles. There's also something called ARO, which is account row optimization. I mentioned it yesterday. It also allows us to manage our roles. And if I quickly go to somewhere to show something, which is sharing setting, and scroll down, this is where you can activate the account row optimization. I know it's somewhere here. I think I already did that. Yeah, minimize the number of rows created, which improves performance by cutting down processing loads. So if you tick this, that means you're now managing rows. Not every time you create a new partner, it assigns it 3 rows. So this means your row will be 1, and you can now, even if it is 3, you can now select which user you assign it to. But anytime you create, it won't assign 3 vacant rows. Let me just not go there because it's a whole course on its own, and it won't be like fully be asked in exam. You really want to know about some rows on the surface, and that's it. So I also want to highlight this. There's this portal user visibility and this site user visibility. The information is there. So if you tick this, either one or both of them, it allows the users in the portal. Let's start from the site. If you tick it, means everybody in the site will see themselves. Then if you tick this, that means everybody that belongs to an account will see themselves. So for now, people that come to our site will not be seeing themselves. Everybody's like very private. But if you tick this, everybody can see themselves. But then this one allows everybody in the same account. So at times you can tick only it, then it allows only people within the account to see themselves. If you tick both, then everybody sees themselves. And it's even explained there the same way. If enabled, portal users in the same customer or partner portal account can see each other regardless of the organization-wide default. If site user visibility is also selected, users from the same site can see each other as well. The same thing they wrote here, just vice versa. Back to my slide. As I said, I'll be jumping front and back because I want us to be more practical. We'll be applying whatever we see in the slides in the orgs today. So to give us more visual. Okay. Of course, we're using Lightning templates, but if you're using Salesforce tabs and Visualforce, everything's always through the workspace, admin, pages, then it's on force.com. Whilst for us, it's via Experience Builder, Settings, and Security. Sharing sets. Don't forget I mentioned that the other sharing, okay, we'll get it. Sharing sets, is available for all license types. So actually any license type can have access to sharing sets. So it grants access to external users to records associated to their account contacts based on their profile. There are, I think, 2 or 3 exam questions in this. They'll just write one major plenty grammar, but at the end of the day, the answer is sharing set. But you need to understand to look out for what is it you're looking out for. And what you'll be looking out for is if you're seeing any question and talking about accounts, contacts. I just can't remember how it's framed. I'm sure when we'll do the question reviews, we might see them. So whenever you are seeing a sharing related question that has to do with account contact, so that is what it is based to use sharing sets. So because this now grants access to external users to records associated to their accounts and contacts based on their profile. So these are the available objects for that. So I had to put this drawing. That was what I had in my original learning to show the flow. One condition on this. The first condition is this is related to someone's account or contacts based on the person's profile. The second condition is this data is flowing from Salesforce to the external user. So it's like an internal user trying to share his data to an external user. So when they write those their questions in the exam, plenty questions, you'll be looking out for how is the data flowing? Is he an internal user from Salesforce trying to share to an external user? So you see the logic. That you start telling your mind, oh, it's like this will be. And then is the person trying to share his account or his contacts? That is the only condition. The person is trying to share his account or contacts, and the person has a profile, and the person is trying to share from Salesforce to an external user. Then you know we're talking about sharing sets. And there can only be one sharing set per profile, per object. These are exam questions. One sharing set per profile, per object. I think we should take a quick look at it. To do sharing sets, again, you have to go to the setting and backend. Oh, I have to type digital. We'll go to digital, that's settings. Scroll down to the end, sharing sets. Don't forget I mentioned whatever you are doing here is for the whole community. So you click on new. You write a name, example, let me just write test sharing sets. Write your description. Then now you're going to choose profile. So who is sharing? The profile of who is sharing. Right now, these are the profiles I have here. So is there any standard user, customer, what? Available profiles. Okay, let me just choose, it doesn't matter though, but let me just choose a Go partner user. Push it here. Now, these are the objects this our org is giving us, which means that's what it has access to share. Don't forget I mentioned in my slides, you can share like account assets, even some custom objects. account, case, opportunity. But basically, we are looking for, mostly they use this thing to share like cases and accounts. So let's just choose case for here. We've chosen. But then the next step comes now. You have to set it up. Now you click on setup. Now you have to select what user are you trying to share grant access where. So the user access. So which, as I don't forget I mentioned, you are sharing either account or contacts. So now which user, where does the user belong? Is it an account user or a contact user? So do you want to share it to the account or to their contacts? Example, select account. Then you select target case. What level, what target? Do you want like a parent, or do you want, you can also traverse as long as that thing is related to case. You know, accounts related to case, assets related to case, contacts and accounts are all related to case. You can traverse in between and anyhow you want it to be. So you have to target it to share directly. And then you can then select what level of access you want the users to have. So is it read only or read and write? So example, let me select read and write, and then you can update. So now we have created a sharing set. For this profile, they will see this object, and see this condition. Then we can save. That is done. So a sharing set has been created. The next on my slide will be sharing groups. So this is available for only customer community license. Don't forget, this is also exam question. You see a lot of questions with plenty grammar. It is just talking about sharing group. The only condition, not one, there you see now the direction has changed, because now this data is flowing from external user into Salesforce, or from external user to an external user. That's why I did this. So from external user into Salesforce, or from external user to an external user. Then the condition is ownership. Who, if they say someone that has a record, that owns a record, wants to share to an internal user, then straight sharing group. And they've told you a customer community license user has a record he wants to share with so person, is a sharing group, because a customer community can only do sharing group. So to share records owned, so the condition here is ownership, and the direction is into Salesforce by external, or an external person to another external person. That is the condition. Next is, how do you create this? This can only be created where, I'm sure one of you or somebody might know, it can only be created on top of already existing sharing set. So you have to open a sharing set you already have, and then you see it here, share group settings. You go there, and then you have to activate. Activate for the activity share group may take a while, and even so it's just a process because you have to calculate and everything. Unable to finish request and error. What is the issue here? Says what's with these problems at times. Deactivate here. Members of this share group can access any records on sharing set setting. Let me see. Oh, this sharing set or sharing group. Oh, it's already activated. So this is where you can share. So I think we need to now add members into this. So we haven't done that. So we're not doing that, but this is where you create sharing group. It's on top of sharing set. So members of this share group can access any records owned by high volume portal users in the associated sharing set. Note that members access the record is not, note that members access to record is not restricted to the object defined in the sharing set. So we need to create group which would assign, and they will have then access to this. But I'm just showing you people where and how to create sharing group. It is, first of all, it is based on ownership. It is created on top of sharing sets, and then it is created for those in the system of between external users. And that's just what you need. So anyhow, the frame. So do you see, this is just the same mindset I had. I understood this thing. So when I saw questions in the exam hall, I knew what he was talking about, and you can get the answer. So that is the logic I'm saying. And this is how I was explained initially. I have never actually implemented this. I'm doing it mostly just showing you how it's implemented based on my own personal research, which most of you can also do. So I know them, but I haven't done it. But when it comes to do it, of course, we'll end up doing it if there's need for that. That's how Salesforce is. But I'm happy we know, and then we're all learning too. Oh, sorry. All right. So then next slide is sharing rules. I didn't put anything on this slide. I didn't forget it. Just when I was preparing this, I left it open. When I was done with the whole lecture, I noticed I didn't put anything there. But I also noticed there is nothing actually to put on sharing rules because, okay, I can explain it my own way. Sharing rules definitely is for the partner licenses and people with Community Plus license. Obviously, where that works, I love to use Lightning, so I'm going back to Lightning. So where that works is again on the, why did you take me to the front end? 1 second, please. Sharing. So you go to sharing setting. So as long as you have those two licenses, which is like your business class license and first class license, you are given a privilege. Sales data, so all those objects that we know like 10 custom objects and those specific objects, sales data objects that we have access to regarding, sorry about that noise, 1 second please, that we have access to regarding based on our license, example, lead opportunity, we can share information to such partners. But partners are powerful. They do business with us. So we can actually share leads, accounts, opportunity, cases, all those things that they need access to that might be private, can be used with sharing rule. We can do that for them. Example, let me go to an account. Let's see how it works. I'm not going to do anything. Let's just imagine there's a name here, rule type based on record owner or even based on criteria. Let me use criteria and no account name. Contains, it doesn't matter. You put a criteria, whatever you want to put. Then you see here now we can select public groups, roles and internal subordinates, roles, internal and portal subordinates. So when we select public groups, normally when we create our portal users, we also create public groups for them. So they can have all customer portal users, all partner users. So when we create them and put them in groups, we'll see them. So if we refer this to the example, all partner users, we'll share this to them. We'll also give them access. What kind of access? Is it read and write? So if we have created this in my org, you see so many options. You've seen the options. Or if you do it by roles too, if you go down here, if there's any role we have established, you want to share, you can do that by the roles. Or if this is for mostly internal, so if I do it by this one, then it will capture the roles represented by my portal subordinates. But right now, I don't have any. I only have one role. And even I choose 3 roles, I'll be seeing things like executive, manager, and user here. So the point I'm trying to make is those objects that our users, our partner users, and customer plus license users have access to on the community, we can use sharing rules for them. So that is a major exam question too. You get to start seeing things like if I want to hear any sales data that needs to be shared, like opportunity or accounts or opportunity and account mostly, just start thinking sharing rules. So you'll be seeing questions for sharing group, sharing set, and sharing rules. But then you also then know that, look, what license is in that question. If it is partner license or customer community plus license, then definitely you rule out sharing group, but that's only for customer license. So you also be doing your ruling out on, this will not going to be possible or this will be possible. So that's the way you'll be going about it. So that's just the way. That's why I left this one blank, knowing that that is just what sharing rule does. It is just for us to expand access to our partner or community plus users. Next slide, external accounts hierarchy. Oh, before I go there, one more thing to show you since I'm already on this part. Go back. I don't know if I wrote it somewhere, but since I'm here, the external access would always be more restrictive than the internal access. So if you notice, this is our external access. It's private, so that is the best way to keep it private, so that people can only have access to their own record, except what is controlled by parents. As simple as that. So the external access should be always more restrictive than the internal access. Okay, let's move on. So external account hierarchy. So available for customer. Okay, I wrote this. I think I later found a picture. That was when I started doing my external research to add Salesforce documents on it. But I wrote this before I got my documents. I didn't bother to clean. So I'll read this one quickly and open Salesforce on and we'll compare. Available for customer community plus. So this is also only for customer community plus license and partner licenses. So you see why the whole community cloud exam is very dicey somehow, but you have a lot to keep remembering and practicing, because there's a lot of small pieces that are scattered, but yet they come together. But you just need to understand. You see, there are different licenses. That's why I started with that license, so you understand the power of license. So when you understand the power of license, it then helps you to understand the power of the activity of what it can do. Or now you are using your Salesforce admin knowledge to throw back and see how powerful are certain features in Salesforce. How will those things now apply in this license? That's the way it works. So now, of course, if you're talking about external account hierarchy, we want to share accounts. And who can share account? Of course, it's going to be the business class people and the first class people who won't be giving customer people accounts to share. They can see account, but not sharing options. So community plus and partner licenses. So it's used when we need to allow the sharing of child account data with their parent account, must be manually activated to use. Only 5 levels of hierarchy can be shared vertically. Contact Salesforce for more. Another exam question, like how many hierarchy of this can be there. So all this one point exam question that when you miss, you'll be so sad. So these are the numbers you need to all put down. There are so many numbers question in Experience Cloud that you need to know. So the next should be the Salesforce. Yeah. So then I saw this, I just put it so you have a more official language from Salesforce. So how external account hierarchy works. So data belonging to account in an external account hierarchy becomes available to the parent account in the hierarchy. This way, external users don't have to rely on sharing rules to access data from their child account. So you see what's happening here. It is saving us the extra calculation, extra work on the system. So instead of doing sharing rules, if accounts are related, just simply use account hierarchy and do that. So you can also create hierarchies up to 5 level deep, the same thing I wrote there. Reparent the row hierarchy from account owner, internal row, to parent account. So reparenting highest portal row of an account to highest portal row of parent account. Truthfully, I haven't broken down in my head to dissect this, but it's in the documentation. If you get it, you can read up. I didn't read down here. I just copied this. So, but this is the official Salesforce statement on this. But I just want you to know we can share the account. We can go 5 level deep. That's the most important part of it that I am aware of. Also, let's jump back to the org, because today is an action day. We'll see and we do. So to do that, where do you think, let me not ask, let's just keep going. So we'll go again to digital. Oh, that's as I wrote. So go to settings. So this is where you can activate that. Right now, it's not activated on our account, on our portal. So it's enable external account hierarchy. Information on it, enable to show external account hierarchy object. After you select this option, you can't deselect it. So it's a permanent thing we're about to do now, but it's okay. And we just want to show you how it works. where did I go now? Okay, that's it. Enable external account hierarchy. Then you save. So once this is done, this automatically means the option, I would have typed it now, the option should now show on our front end, which is external. There it is. If I had known, I would have typed it first before doing that. This will not be there, but once it enables, this comes up. Now, when we click on this, we are now able to create account hierarchies and relationships. Right now, it should be empty. I have not done anything. We've not done anything. It's net new. So now we'll go to new. Select the name of a new external account hierarchy. I could call it test account hierarchy. Account. You select an account. Let's choose Dickinson. Parent account. Let me search. Okay, let me use this as parent account. Now you have to manually, it's part of in the option, you must manually activate this to make it active. So now we're trying to set up account hierarchy. So hierarchy type, you must select what sort of hierarchy type is it. Is it a customer hierarchy or is it a partner? So because of course you can't be mixing accounts. All the accounts have their licensing and their relationship. So you just can't mix accounts. So partners would stick to partners account. Customer plus account will stick to customer plus account. So let's leave it at cost partner. You write your description and this account must have portal role. Oh yeah, okay. So I will not even bother myself about it. With that match type account ID. So we have now created portal roles associated with it that matches hierarchy type. So we have not created portal roles. This account is not even a partner account. So let's not go there. So we might come back later. We're getting there. So I'm just showing you the external account hierarchy. And I hope if there's time we can come back and create it, but you should understand what I mean. The documentation is already enough. We can't do this here because we have not created any partner account. We have not created any customer account. So nothing would actually work except after I'm done getting to that part of user provisioning. So that is why we're getting this error. So let's continue with our slide. The next one would be limitations. So an account can participate only in one active hierarchy. Hierarchy can contain only one type of account, either partner or customer, not both. All the account hierarchy in a tree should be of same hierarchy type, the same thing as saying up here. Portal accounts with no active roles are not supported. What happened to us? So it's not work because we don't have any portal account, no active roles. Account owner losing share. So you see the limitation. I actually met one of the limitations. That's why it didn't work. Account owner losing share, impact on sharing settings, reports. Okay, so if an owner loses like a member, then it will impact on report, of course. Role-less customer users, that's customer community license are not supported. Definitely, that's the first thing I mentioned. It's only for plus and partner. Then it is incompatible with account role optimization as it uses person role for first user in account. Person accounts not supported. As I say, this is a major topic on its own. The two can't work together. There's something called account role optimization. If you do activate that in your org, which I showed you where it is in the sharing settings side, it means it will be saving roles for us. And anytime we create a portal user, it should only have one role assigned to that user, except we specify what sort of user that person is. Because how this account role optimization works is that it uses the first user in the account. And of course, when we're creating an account, we don't expect an account to only have one user. Accounts could have as many users as possible that are doing business in that account. That is why we have partners. So, and definitely personal accounts are not supported. So these are limitations. These are exam questions too. And you can't delete or merge accounts that are being used in account hierarchy. So once account is being used, you can't delete it, you can't merge it. Next. This is another part of, this is account relationship. So actually, the other one we're talking about, the account hierarchy, the relationship is vertical. if you see an example of it online, you see that's why they say it goes 5-step deep. You can have account A, B is rated under A, there's C relating under B and A, D relating under C, B, A, and then E relating under C, D, like that. And the person on top, which is A, can see everybody. C, B can see C, D, E. C can see D, E. D can see E. E cannot see anyone. So that is how it works vertically, like vertically as it is. So the next one is account relationship, whereby available for customer, community plus, and partner license again. So just for these two, business class and first class users. It is horizontal. So now, instead of having accounts that are related, and that ABCD I was talking about is because it's like having McDonald's as a big company as it is. So you have McDonald's Canada, McDonald's US, McDonald's Europe, or however you want to. Okay, let's just use McDonald's Europe as the parent account as A. Then you have McDonald's Germany, McDonald's Italy. So that is what I meant by that vertical, because these are related companies that want to have insight to each other. But now we're talking about unrelated accounts. That's when this account relationship comes in. Example, you want to do business with Google and Apple that are really not related, they're just tech company, but they have their own services. Then you want them to see what is happening. Then that is when you enable this too. And then for best case scenario, you need to also add the page layout on the account. Then you have to set up the relationship. Quickly again, let's jump to the org and see if we can do that. So we go back again to, okay, I need to open another one that I want to close. Open our setup. And go to digital settings. If we scroll down again, you see where to activate that. Enable account relationship. Enable to show account relationship object and associated sharing rules. After you select this option, you can't deselect it, so you save. So what happens when you do this is that you have to go to account, to object manager, go to account, go to page layout. We're working on this account layout. Go to related list. And we need to add it. Account relationship, account to, account relationship from. So I think this is it. Account relationship to, and account relationship from. So this now shows from where you are sharing to where you are sharing. So you save. Yes. So if we come to our front end and go to account, let's stick to our Mr. Dickinson. If we go to related, now you see, so you can click on new and set up name. I guess you can call it name. Yes, AR. This is from Dickinson. So Dickinson wants to share to, there should be so many accounts. Let's check Edge, right? There should be Edge somewhere. Yeah, Edge communication. Account relationship type. Now you can also choose what sort of relationship they are. Let's say advertiser, and then save. Account relationship, enter a partner or customer account that is not a personal. Okay, so does it mean this is a personal account? And then account relationship, enter a partner or customer account that is not a personal. So obviously, they're calling this a personal account. Let me try some. Okay, we'll still, if there's time, we'll come back to do this account relationship and also account hierarchy test. I want to assume because we have actually not created a real account that is belonging to the portal, our test is not working. So the next case scenario is the next slide. Oh my God. Please. Community user provisioning. Please, guys, can you give me 1 minute? I need to send my 2-year-old away. My 2-year-old away. She's just 1 minute. Yes, sorry, please. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the next stage is community user provisioning. Internal users with license can access communities by adding their profiles and or permission setting to the community. So internal users are created from contact associated to the account. Sorry, I need to catch my breath. All right. Okay. So external users are created from contact associated to an account, then add their profile and a permission set to commit. So this is just a brief summary as regards to how users in Salesforce, both internally and externally, get access to use our Salesforce. Of course, the access is with license. And for external user, it's not just license. When you get a license, then you are being added as a member of the community because you're also given a profile or a permission set. All right. Wow, am I getting too old or what? I just climb staircase and I'm choking here. Okay, so this was the template I used and I put this in my head. So you need to put this in your head because there's a way they twisted some questions in the exam. This is so simple, but then because you think you know it, but you need to put this logic in your head so that anyhow they twist setting up user question in the exam, you can solve it. So for a customer community user, first of all, the contacts must belong to an account. Then you will enable the customer user. Then you assign a profile and a license. That is how we can create a customer community user. Okay, let's jump to the org. I think I will need to create an account. Let's just start on a fresh slate. Let's call it customer account. What are the important fields to put here? Nothing. Save. Okay. Now let's create a contact belonging to this account. New. Mr. Test. Experience demo. No. Customer. Mr. Test customer. Yeah. So we leave it and save, but I don't think I like this name. I want to edit this name and call it our. Okay, I can leave it, no problem. So this is a customer account that I created and I have a test customer name on it. So that's the first stage. We have created a contact that has an account. Now we need to enable this customer user. So now to enable a customer user is another tricky thing. You come here, you're supposed to have that button here, but the button is not here. So what do we do as administrators? We'll go back to the backend. I thought I opened the backend somewhere else already. Okay, let me just create a new one. Go to contact. Do I have contact already? No. Contacts. Page layout, using contact layout. And mobile. So this mobile, this is displays. We don't have it. So we need to drag it. Where is it? Enable customer user. We put it. Just to be proactive, let's also add enable partner user. So we'll have to come back here. Sometimes these things, I remember watching one guy online, it didn't work after doing this. I think you have to use Classic, but I hope this works. So normally you're also supposed to add the disable too, but there's no need. We're not going to disable. So enable customer user. The button is showing. We'll click on it. So now this is now taking us to the back end to create a customer. Of course, you have to give the customer a unique. Let me put my email at gmail.com. Gmail.com. Username has to be unique. So then I'll see at gmail.com. Experience demo. Then we'll have to select user license. Of course, we're going to give the person a customer community license or select license, but because it's a customer we're talking about, so customer community license. Should I give him a plus? Do I have the license? I think I should have the license. So let me give him a plus, or you can, okay. Let me give him a plus. It's active and generate this or that, but okay, let's do that to save. Okay. Okay, so what's happening? Invalid email. Okay, got at okay, at again and save. What is that? To create an update user. Oh no, it can't. Let's just use a community license because I think I'm not creating for plus. This is a community user I'm converting. Okay, to create or update users for this profile, go to setup, digital experience, settings, and say allow. Okay. So we haven't done this, so we need to do that. So we need to allow. Oh yeah, that's one more thing I forgot to even say that or also do that, but it's part of the learning. So I don't want to do that, but I'll show you, and then we'll do the right thing we're supposed to do. So if we click on setup and go to our digital settings, then if you scroll down, there's a place that says allow using standard external profiles for self-registration, user creation, and login. So cancel. So I'll do that, so we'll save time. If you do that, that will allow us to use the Salesforce standard profiles that came with Salesforce. Normally, I would have cloned a profile and created it, give it access the way I want it. That's how your org works in the real job. You are creating a real profile, and you are assigning it accessibility based on need. So I'm doing that now. But I don't want to do that. I'm using it's just like using the original Salesforce admin profile that comes with our org. But normally you are supposed to clone it, and before you start assigning people, that's the best practices. So since this is saved, let me hope this should work now. So save. Okay. So that works. So now we have created a community user. That is how to create a community user. And just to be on the safe side, I'm trying to log into my email and activate that. Oh, yeah, see if it comes. Yeah, no emails yet. Why am I not getting any emails yet? Or emails. Anyways, so we've created a user. I hope my email is correct. Everything I did was correct. What a user is created. We have a test user belonging to customer community. Oh, I know why. If you create a user, you're not gonna get. We're just creating a user. We're not gonna get password or whatever. It is until the person is added to a community, so the person will be triggered an email. So I'm just being faster than my shadow. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. We've done this part of user creation and we'll follow the steps and it works. User belongs to an account, you enable the person, you assign license and assign profile. That is done. Then the next scenario is for creating a partner community user. So these are the main user creation, and that's why there are conditions around it. So we have to know the conditions so that you can do it. So that, because that's the thing about the exam. The both things are what defines how it is done. So now the condition on this is that you have to enable a partner account, enable a partner user, and then assign profile, license, and role. So when it comes to creating a partner community user, it's not just being a contact that belongs to an account, but no, be an account that is a partner account. Then be a member of that account. Then you can be converted to a partner user. So let's also jump to the org and get that done. So go to account. Create a new account. Let's call it partner. Oh, what's happening? Test partner and save. Now we'll create a user under this, a contact under this account. New. We call the person Mace Test. Last name partner. So that's the contact. Save. Okay. We are supposed to convert this account to a partner account. How is that done? Again, from here. Obviously, we don't have that. What do we do again? We go to the backend as administrators and get that fixed. We'll go to account, go to the page layout, go to the account layout, go to related list, and now we can, action, mobile and action. And we can add enable as a partner. We add that here and we save. I refresh this. Now we have enable as a partner. Now let's enable this account. So now this account is now a partner account. So we open a contact in this account. We can now enable this guy because we were done the first one. So let's see how it goes. So it brings us to the back end. And I can use my email again. I would have to put this here. Gold partner user, that is the license you can give them. So this Gold partner is the same thing, but let me be small. Let me just call it partner community, but we call it also Gold partner. And then save. So guys, we have been able to create from our slide 2 users, both community and partner user. So let's do one more thing. Let's go to members to confirm something. We have added these guys to, we have let me see, partner. Did I use gold? I didn't use gold. I used partner community, and we used partner community, and we use customer account. So where is customer? Customer, we need to push that to customer community user. So these members are now members of this account. We'll save it. So now these members are members of this account, and that means they should be able to have access to our account when our account is active. Let me try something real quick now, even though I don't think it will work because we haven't published that. But to sign in into the org as this user, we can do that from here too. Test partner, where is sign in to the portal? Do I need to also add that at the back end? Is that supposed to be so? I thought not. Because I normally see all those things by default. But let me see something. So that is not within what I want to teach in the class. I'll just try to show you how to create this user as an account, which we've done successfully. Page layout. So action. Is there view partner? Yeah, view partner is different. Update contact, view contact user. What about sign in as contact? I guess maybe that will come when after we finish setting up the account. Oh yeah, that's it. It's not there. Okay, login, save. I'm just trying to see if the user could have access yet, even though the site is not ready yet. So let's log in to experience as user and see what happens. You see, so the user won't have access yet, but because our site is not published yet, it's not live. So back to the slide, we're making progress. Next, user provisioning consideration. So these are some consideration we need to know as regards to how to create users in our org. These are also exam questions. We can use data loader to bulk provision. However, related account need to be created or existing. So when we want to load mass contacts, we need to make sure there are accounts existing. Don't forget that is part of the condition to create an account. There must be an existing account or we'll create them. Then recommended to export contact from salesforce.com and then import back with new user records. We can let users to manage external users by enabling self-registration. Choose registration page customized by self-registration. For self-registration, profile and account must be set for self-registration. So this time I'm talking here, let's just see it in action. And so when we go to login and registration, because I learned to log in as this dude, so I need to now log him out. Our test account is logged in, log out. And I have to refresh you now. I hope you're not going to take me away again. Oh my God. Okay, so I now need to go to my trailhead. I logged in as that guy, so it's logging me out. That's the issue. Hands-on org. And this is the account I'm using. So that's it. Where were we? We're trying to work on this. This should work now. So if we go to administration, login and registration. So if you scroll down and select allow customers and partners to self-register, this comes up. So if I had finished, normally this one will come up, then we can choose register page, but because we've not activated anything here, we've not activated our front end, we can't even choose register page. There's something called register page where we can also customize, like put as much information you want to collect and as much beautification you want to do it. You can get that here, but right now it's still on default page. Nothing has been activated in front, but normally when it's activated, it comes to experience builder page. It will be on register. There's a page called register in front end, which I'll also show now quickly. You must select a profile. If you want people to register, they must belong to your profile. So what profile is it? And that profile must be added to the community. See, these are all the profiles that are added to the community. Finally, they must belong to an account. Don't forget that is part of the condition. A user in our community must belong to an account and a profile. So you now create the account, and whenever someone registers themselves, the person will find himself in a particular account and a profile. So if I quickly go to builder, I can go down here to pages, check register page. There's a page called register page. It's a login page. So this is where people can actually come in themselves, put their first name, last name, email, and sign up. You can customize a lot of things. You can even add more information on this, like you want to collect phone number or anything. You can also change how this thing looks like. Sign up might be anything you want. New here, like to all show, whatever you write to show. So instead of sign up, it will be showing new now, you see. So I'm not gonna save this, it's not important. So, oh, it has actually saved on that. Let me change it back to sign up that it is. Sign up. So that is the page I just wanted to show you quickly. Back to our slide. That's what this user provisioning does. So there's something called delegate admin user. So it's external users can be granted delegated. I actually mentioned this yesterday. So example, for orgs that have 10 million or 1 million users or different companies, you wouldn't be the only person doing this. You cannot do it. So you need to delegate admin users. And when you do that, so these are the, so again, this is what I actually have written before I found the documentation and copied and then put for more official view on it. So, but I wrote this, which is still correct. So it is granted to external users, and it will allow them to do these following things: to generate new passwords for external users, deactivate existing external users, manage permissions set for external users on the account. And for visibility, it is best to put community members related list on account page layout. So back again to the org to take a look at how that looks like or works. Oh, by the way, I got Salesforce email saying, well, we finished updating membership information. Thank you. Okay, that's just membership information. So if we go to the back end in Salesforce, go to account. So when you have delegated admin, so it's good to go to page layout for visibility, so the person will be easier for someone to manage the account. You click on related list, you see community members. So it is a related list you're supposed to add, so that when someone comes on account, it will easily see the members of that community. So it's just for visibility. So I wrote that because it was part of my learning, and I also want you guys to know it. I guess from next will be pages here. So now this is official Salesforce pages that I copied, and
can you please go back? I just last screen. Thank you.
For visibility, put community members related list on accounts page layout.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Then you can read that. I don't know if I want to be doing too many. Well, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. So which is what I wrote is almost what was all said here. So what they do is to create the external user record, generate new passwords, deactivate existing user, manage permission sets for external users. You can grant delegated external user administration rights to users with, of course, our business class and first class. So these are people that you can grant this. The people with the other license, customer user, will not have access to being a delegated user. So 5 ways. So we've actually done some of this, but this is the official documents I said to put it. So these are the 5 ways to actually add a user. You by manually create users, which we have just done, or allow external users to create other users, which is by delegated admin. They can do that. Then by self-registration, which I showed you with the register button, where you tick it, you must create an account where they can be entering, create a profile for them where they will also be entering. So we've done these 3. They all create users based off of a business process. So whatever business process it is your organization is running, you can also do that. Maybe there's a flow that does it, or if somebody like in my organization, one of our customers, one of our communities, one of the ways they create users is, there are so many ways, we're trying to even revamp. One of the ways is when someone creates a case on that community, the person's user request is sent. So you see, so the business process is if someone comes, creates a case, we'll create the person as a user. So it depends whatever it is. Then there's also single sign-on, JIT or registration handling. I will treat this as part of my next week course. There's like social sign-on, single sign-on, some of those things we'll talk about in next week. So the next official document is manually create a user, which we've done, but let's see what this one says. It says create a contact or personal account if not already created. Actually, personal account will not be accepted. So I don't know why. Well, it's on asterisk, and I don't have the full documentation. Then enable the contact or personal account as an experience sites user. Obviously, this asterisk means, of course, there's a catch to it, because normally it is an account it is a contact with a normal account that should have access to the community. Though there's also a caveat. 1 second, let's jump back to the community. You see, if you've enabled personal account, leave the account field empty. So I guess that's part of the caveat. So if you enable personal account, you have to leave this account field empty, but you see in the profile. So the next is configure the user record, which is, of course, we'll add license profile, and if there's a role enabled, we'll add a role. Decide if you want the user to be immediately notified. That is site activation and membership. One more thing, I have to also go back to the org. Let's take a look at one of our users we created again. I want to see something. Contacts. Test partner. I don't have this at the back end. Oh my God. Okay, let's just go here. Test partner. Go to view user record. There's a lot where it's a new org. If not, I should have the action button on saying view user record. Then you can go straight and view the user record. But we don't have it, but I'm going the short another way. So there's always different ways to get to a place in Salesforce. You just have to know your way around. Okay, I wanted to show this row. So you see, because we have only one row, when we created this account, it's just assigned it a simple one row, which is that is calling I think it's my nickname or whatever is cutting. It's my official name. Partner person account, that's all, because we are using one row. Had it been we had 3 rows, that's where you see user, manager, executive. But this is good because we are saving rows. Had it been we chose 3 rows, what will happen now? As I created this guy, this test partner, it will create homework partner person account user. And then it will also create a blank user for manager and for executive. Now we are losing 2 users. So for each user we create, for example, if we create 10 users, it will create 30 rows, and only 10 is needed, 20 waste. So you see why you need to know about account row optimization. But you won't use that if you are going to use the account hierarchy, or is that relationship, or the account hierarchy. You shouldn't use that if you're going to use account hierarchy. So you have to choose one. Or if you know definitely you need one row, then no need to say use 3 rows, because each time you create a user, it takes up all that row. So right now it's only assigning 1 row for me. But even I say 3 row, if I create one person, it takes up 3 rows. If I create second person, it takes up 6 rows. However, the person is sitting, you know what, just like the way the name is row, just call it ROW, like a row of seat of 3 people. You come and sit on it, nobody else can sit on it. So it's best to make it a row of seat of 1 person. This is actually row, but I'm just calling ROW just for yours to have a more physical understanding. So that is how this works. I just kind of have given you a quick explanation as regards to why it's always advisable to the lesser row you use, the more optimized it is. One more thing, if it is also there, now let me go to system overview. That's even an exam question. Portal row, you see, you have a limit of 50,000, so that's why you should be careful. So just imagine I was wasting two rows. If you reach this limit, then it means you have to contact Salesforce. So the limit of portal rows is 50K. That is also an exam question. Okay, back to our slide. I think we're done with this place. We created our manual users, not even one, we created 2 users. Then the next is personal account considerations and limitations. Okay, so I also copied this. So personal accounts can be used with customer community plus, customer portal, and other role-based portal licenses, such as Lightning apps. Users with partner portal, partner community, or Lightning external licenses can't be personal account users. So that is only the caveat. You can use personal account on all these other licenses, but once you have this our first class license, you can't be a personal account user. As simple as that. Next, manually create users. The consideration when we want to manually create users. I know I wrote down some things too on this about data loader, but this is official from Salesforce. So it says data loader could be used to add users. I mentioned that. Flows could be used to streamline the creation process. I also mentioned that. It is recommended to clone one of the standard profiles for assignment to new users. I mentioned that, like that is the best practices. We're supposed to clone. But if you don't clone, you can go at the back end in settings and allow it. That is what I did, because when we were trying to create, because we didn't clone, we had to go and allow. But best practices, clone. Even your Salesforce admin, always clone and use, not the original, the one that came with Salesforce. Next, users must be members and the site must be active to receive the welcome email. So I haven't received welcome email yet because my site is not active, and we are members. So the next is to activate it, but I'm not in a rush for that because I'm teaching you, I'm giving you guys the skeleton, the meat, the bone, the ingredients to cook a food, not about let's rush and cook. Like, as I said, that is what I was seeing when I was trying to learn this community cloud. Whenever I go to anybody, they will start building. You don't know where the building is coming from or what is being attached to what. But so until I learned from this way, whereby I got all the pieces, at times it might be much, but at least you know you have all the pieces, then you can start joining and seeing how it goes. So it's not about rushing to build. We are not, if you're a good builder, good, but we're not all going to be best builders, but we need to be good architects to be able to design. Then the best people that know how to build can build. The web designer should design. So we're not web designers. We are more like consultants and administrators, managers. So that is what we are. So but if you're a good builder, good for you too. You can add that too. So next slide is self-registration, which we mentioned. So it's manually creates users, allow external users to create other users. Self-registration, create users based off of a business process or single sign-on. Next, Business process or single sign-on. So these are also the business processes that you might follow them. You might be using a process builder or Apex or third-party identity management system. Or single sign-on too. If you register, you just log in straight up, or just-in-time provisioning. As I said, there's the other. I'll mention part of this single sign-on and social sign-on in our next class. Okay, then there's something called super user. So this is available for customer, community plus, and partner license, again, to the high tier license, used to grant specific users access to data owned by others in their accounts. So this grants more visibility on data regardless of sharing rules or organization-wide defaults. Super users can see data owned by other users who have the same role or are below them. Objects used for super user access are this sole sales object, and so customer community plus assign permission sets, portal super user. Okay, what am I saying here? Okay, so yeah, so if you can't, I didn't back in this, that's what confusion. I'm supposed to do that. I guess this was when I was almost tired today. So if you come to customer community plus, for you to do this assignment, you have to assign super permission sets, then assign it to people that you want them to have super users. However, for partner users, you enable this from their contact record. We would do that, of course, we'll go there. But I want to point out, this is a major exam question. So as regards to sharing sets, sharing group, sharing rule, and super user. So as I say, these are almost 20, 25 questions in exams. It will keep repeating in different ways. It's either you're talking about sharing sets, sharing group, sharing rule, or a super user. So you also now need to understand the nuances around it. What are the things you need to be looking out for? As I've mentioned in other ones, things to be looking out for. In this one, you'll be looking out for if with the licenses are these two guys, the top tier people, then definitely we've removed sharing group. Now it's super user and sharing set and sharing rule we're talking about. Then you start looking at, are the people that are talking about, are they on the same row? So roles now comes in play. So you see, the license and role come in play here. I think in set, the account, contact, and profile come in play. In group, that one going out, that's ownership comes in play. So these are the key words you'll be looking out for, and you have to know them. It's not today's thing. You still have to refresh, learn, understand it your own way. This was how I understood it. I was trying to remember it, and this is how anyhow they twisted the questions. I read it and picked out what I need to pick out, and you see the answer. And then the next thing is how to assign this. So for a customer community user, you need to assign that to a user. So for you to do that, first of all, let's go back again to our front, to our org. You will need to go to digital setting again. Settings. Make sure it is activated. So you have to enable it first. Enable partner super user. So grant access to data owned by other users of the same partner account. Then save. But for me to be able to assign this to my customer plus user, actually I don't have a customer plus user, so it's of no use. What I have is a customer. What I have is a customer. I started creating this before the meeting, but I just left it, so it's empty. What I have is a customer customer user, not a plus. So that won't work. So when I created this, I think I assigned it a customer plus license. That is when it works. Then you go to app permissions. You see, portal super user, you edit. then you assign. Allow customer portal users to view and edit. So, okay, I'll still get back there. So we have created this permission set. And if now we can go to manage assignments and add this permission set to a customer plus user. So a user that has a customer plus license, but we don't have that. What I created was a customer user, so no need. So the next step is now is how do we assign these to a partner user? So go to contacts again, contacts, because don't forget the first stage is assigning it to a customer plus user. It is via permission set. But for a partner user who is the first class person, he doesn't need the permission set because he's already powerful on his own. All you need to do is to go to his contact detail and do it from there. But I'm sure again, we can't do this here. Again, we need to go to backend, go to page layout, contact layout, and action, enable super user access, and drop it again here and save. We'll come back here, refresh this guy. Oh, before I even do that, let me show you something. We'll do it from him. Oh, let's go back again and do something. Go back to him. Mobile lightning expanded, mobile lightning, view, where is view? View partner user, let me add that here too and save. So let's refresh again. View partner user. So you can see partner super user is not ticked yet. And you don't do that from clicking edit and ticking here. You go to the person's contact. Come on. What's happening? Why are you not loading completely? So enable super user access, then you enable. Like my system is freezing a little bit. Why are you being slow? Let me refresh. That should go now. Okay, so it's enabled. So let's view the partner user again. It's not ticked. Back to the slide. So let me explain something further again. So you'll be seeing questions in exam like, of course, they mentioned it here, is role-based. They say the user wants to see a record belonging to a fellow, either a user on the same account row or a user below him. We are talking about this. And maybe they also mention other reasons why they don't want to use sharing rules, because some things are private. They don't want to use sharing rules for everybody, because when they use sharing rules, everybody will start seeing it. So they just want to give certain people in the same role, your fellow sales reps, but maybe they have some kind of special account they're managing. So they want you to have so them to see, then they give them such. So when someone have this super user access, the person starts assuming a kind of hierarchy power. You start seeing people on your row and people below you on all, I think not just your account, every other account around. I think in your account, let's stick to the one I'm sure, because it says to own by others in their by others in their account, owned by others in their account. So you start seeing everybody within your row or lower than you. So that's why it's called super user. It makes you powerful, and you enable it by permission set on a customer community license or on the contact person on a partner license. Next. Then we'll have what we call public community. So this allows our guests to, I just wrote down all these too. So it allows guest users to join community without a registration or login. Guest users can access public discussions, read knowledge articles, exchange ideas, and check out events. The access level is defined within the guest user profile. Public access is enabled in the experience builder. Backend setting is enabled in the experience workspace. This we'll discuss. Direct message page is always private and can't be. Some of this I'm talking about are all some of my exam questions, some also limitations. So I'm just putting out all the information out there, which I had to know before the exam. So these are all the information that I'm putting as points. They're all points. They're all valid. Login related pages are always public. Site users can optionally be allowed to upload files in Salesforce file settings. Components level are available by checking publicly available. Okay, that's for components. So I'll quickly show these two. I think we can always go to Salesforce file settings. Let's jump back to the general settings. Go to general settings. Then you can actually, if you want, allow site guest users to upload files. So this now will allow site guest users to upload files. If you click it, edit and allow. That means people can upload files from outside. I don't want to do that. You have to know your business need for that. And the next thing I want to show quickly is component level. So like different component, like when we still get there, lots of components. Like this one is always public. All this login page is always public. You go to login page, it's public. If you go to it, page settings, it's everybody login. You can always see it. It's not restricted. For example, if I go to home page, I can always select what sort of there's two standard options. It's either public or login. So public means if I put it on public, it means this page will become public. Anybody that has access to a link to our website will see it. But if I say requires login, it means you have to sign in to access this page. By default, it goes to requires login. Even the same thing with components. This is components. If you want to add any component, let me just go to home page. I won't be adding, but this I just tell you, you can also make some component visible or not visible. It's all part of what you can select. Example, let's say this welcome. Is it what we can make visible and edit content? No, it's not. Quick lead inbox. It's not. I think this one is definitely navigation is definitely. So we can also personalize, edit default navigation. We'll get to all these places soon. So you see, if you click publicly available, this will make this particular navigation to be available. So let's cancel out of that. So that's just the example of what that's why it says some. So if you go component level are available by for some by checking publicly available. So that's just some nuances. So let's go to the next. Guest user profile. Profile is automatically created when you create a community. So anytime you create a new community, it creates our guest user profile. It's accessed via Experience Builder. Public access to Charter is granted through the profile. In Salesforce tabs for Visual Force, of course, everything is via the administration within Workspace. It cannot be cloned or assigned. That is this guest user profile. We can't clone it. We can't assign it. It is automatically assigned to anybody that does not require login, that is unauthenticated users on our site. Groups and queues are not available for guest users. I kind of mentioned some of this yesterday, but let's jump in there quickly for us to take a look at it because we haven't done that. We'll go to we're already on the front end builder. We'll go to setting. This is our almighty guest user profile. If we click it, it is only outside here. It is not in our back end Salesforce. This is only in the builder. It looks like it will be in our back end, but it is not. And it's very highly restricted. It is majorly dummy. You just have to activate a lot of things, give access to it, but it looks more like normal profile. So normal, if it has access to anything, to be the read access. So it's read access you can always be given. You can't give more than read access. That is what it does. You see, nothing is empty. But this is where you need to decide what do you want people, because this is, don't forget, this is for people that don't have your license. So of course you have to be very careful what you want to show to them. So this looks, we are all admins here. This looks like your profiles in the Salesforce org, but this profile belongs to is one to many. It cannot assign it, you cannot clone it. So anybody coming into your website without a license would land into this profile. So that is what is called a guest user profile. Then the only place you can manipulate it and you can actually do some sharing for them is also in sharing settings. You can go to sharing settings and you want to share something to them. Example, let's go to account, go to new. They have your option, guest user access based on criteria. That's the only way you can share something to them. You click it, you select whatever criteria that you want to select. Maybe is it an active account? It is yes or no, no, also insert. Then you will now have to select which website, which community. Right now, we only have one community, so that's why it's bringing it. So if you have 100 community, you have 100 options here because you need to select which community are you trying to share that. And don't forget, you can only be read only. Let me click on it. Only read only. You cannot do more than that. So that is where you can share more things to your external users. Jumping back to the org, to our demo, sorry. So there are some considerations again to have, which is default owner can be set for all records created by guest user. Read only is the only option to grant guest users through sharing rules. Public access is checked via builder general. Pages are always private, example, direct message. We can define page access to either public or require login. I think I've mentioned all this. So I then decided to also copy official document for the official statement. So as of winter 21 release, Salesforce guest user security policy includes the following. So guest user, these are exam questions because they were asked things on guest users. That's why it's important. Guest user external org by default is always set to private, which I showed you. External for everybody is set to private. And then guest users can have, create, and read access to objects at most. Guest users can be members of public groups or queues. I mentioned that you cannot manually share guest records to guest users. Guest users can't own records. Guest user can only get read access at most to records through guest user sharing rules. Guest users get visibility into community members through guest user visibility setting or sharing rules. I showed this, talked about it. Guest users can't own records. That one too I mentioned yesterday, but let me quickly also show that to you. If we go to administration, I think so, should be so. Where was that? It's not members. I think it's preferences. Is it? Yeah. Default owner, yeah. So any record created by guest users will default to me because I'm the channel, I'm the owner of this community. But I can also choose who I want to delegate to own those records. That is why they say guest users cannot own record. So just to give you a view to what I'm talking about. Then next is what are guest user sharing rules? I actually showed you this. So the only way to share data with guest user is through criteria based, which I show is only criteria based. And guest sharing rules allow for only read. I said that. So new guest sharing rule type ensures that guest user record access is explicit and granted by admins only. So it's explicit and it's only granted by admins. Now, this is another hack you should also store. It's a common Salesforce logic, and it's I just added this to, I don't know where to fit it, but it still fits in all as regards to sharing, visibility. You need to have this at the back of your head too. It's part of exam question that will allow you to deconstruct any question and also allow you to understand the whole community, because this is the way, first one is the way we can assign, where we can access standard pages in Salesforce. All those pages I was showing you, I showed you login page, I showed you member page, I showed you home page. There's also message, there is different pages, and you can even create your new page. So the standard pages are the ones that came with Salesforce. There are also the next one that will go to, which is called object page. So it starts with, for us to, don't forget I showed you there's two options there, which is login or is it public. But actually, look at the logic. If you know this logic, you will never have any issue. So what is the community default visibility setting? So visibility default is actually you come in, requires login, you go to the page. If it is public, it means you don't require login. Then what is page access? You come down. If it requires login, then you have to go to login, it takes you to login page. But if it is put on public, you will have access to it. Then you go down again. Are there page variations? So these are just different types, means different types of the same kind of page. It could be you want to share it to different people. So page variation will have a reason. We would treat that on a different course, on a different day. So it's part of a course, a subject coming up. As regards when we're talking about the front end. So we haven't talked about front end more. We are still talking about the back ends. So we'll talk about front end. So this page variation is part of the whole front end thing. So that's the final thing you need to check. Now that it has access, if it requires login, you go and log in. If it is public, you keep going. If you reach that page, it will ask you to log in. If it doesn't need to log in, you keep going. Then when you enter the page completely, you check, is it one page? If it is one page, no variation, then just straight, you have access. But if not, if you don't have access based on the page variation set, you won't have access. So as I said, there is like 5 ways to have access based on that page variation by row, by profile, by location, I think by object, something like that. So like 5, I know it's 5. I will get there. I haven't refreshed on that, so we'll get there. So that's the way to have access to pages. The next is object. So if you remember when I was showing you the navigation setting, there's like you can add objects, you can add pages. That is the thing we can access when we're on our Salesforce community builder front end. So these are the things we can access. You can access pages, you can build your page yourself, you can access objects too. So first of all, you start checking the most important thing, which is the create, read, update, and delete setting. Do you have access to even create, read, update, or delete pages? Is this person a guest user? Is this person an internal user? Is this person an external user? These are the questions it asks. This is the major basic question. If you don't have access, which this is actually profile-based question. So does your profile have access to this object? That's like what this is saying. No, of course, it will blank you no more. You can't go further. But if it's yes, your profile has access, whether it is to read, then you continue. It could be even a guest that we're giving access just to read. Then to grant him access or you move forward. So the next stage is, what is the community's default visibility setting? That is now what we were talking about on the other one. So we'll start the other one here now. Do you have access to that page of the object? If not, then log in. If you do, then continue. Like what was set for it? Did this say people must log in to access it? Basically, definitely most times people accessing this page would have access, would definitely have access, login access, so you won't need all this. Then what is page access? Is it public? Do you need to log in? Then variation, the same flow. So this is just a flow that allows you to see what it takes to get to have access to either our object or our page. Account roles. I just put this towards the end because though I think I have explained it. So this is the official document to explain it better. And unfortunately, I'm just realizing, or is it? Salesforce says 50,000. I don't know why this is saying 500,000. Is it a mistake or something? Or is it talking about the internal Salesforce roles? You know, there are roles internally, which I'm suspecting that is what this is talking about, not the portal roles. Okay, this is just Salesforce roles, not the portal roles. So let's differentiate. But let's read this though. Roles are used differently for community users. In your CRM, roles are associated to a specific user, yes. In communities, roles are associated to a specific account, yes. Customer community plus and partner community licenses, correct. Account roles are for business accounts, correct. So we have to consider that account roles created with first community user defaults one role per account, yes, which is what I did if you default. Account roles are specific to accounts too. Default roles 5,000. This number is what I don't know if this is talking about the whole general roles, but because the portal roles, which I showed you on system overview, is maximum 50,000. And unfortunately, we have 5 things that look like 50K, but it's not 50K. So I don't know what I'm missing, but this is the general move. After you have gotten baseline access or profile or permission set, we'll start opening up your access like this upwards. So this is what we should know as Salesforce admins. And this is a major both interview questions and passing Salesforce certifications and also understanding majorly how Salesforce security works. Is this architecture? I don't joke with this architecture. It's like my bread and butter. Like anyhow they ask you any question, you still have to just go backwards and build up from all this, and then you solve it. Role hierarchy. So I have discussed this with you too. So when you enable the first external user on a partner account, a user role hierarchy is created for that account, which you saw when I created my user, it gave it a role. Because I'm using only one, it's only assigned to one. But normally if I have chosen 3, you see this community now is saying 3, the user, the manager, and the executive. Yeah. Why this is the normal, our internal role, whereby you have a manager with so many people under him. So this is the hierarchy. That's the kind of role we have internally, hierarchy role. So if you grant access to the hierarchy, it sees people under him. But in community, it's a straight line team. Maximum is only 3. Don't forget, no matter who you are in community, you are still below the internal people who are the pilots, the hostess, the back-end people. They own the team. So you see, no matter how these guys are big boys down here, executive, manager, user, they are still under even the internal users. Don't forget that. So reading this role hierarchy rolls up to the account owner. The 3 roles in this hierarchy are user, manager, or executive. Of course, when you create contacts on the partner account and convert them to external users, assign one of these roles to them. Users in the higher roles inherit the special ownership privileges on all records owned by users in roles below them. So this is what I've been explaining all day and even explain further as regards to the role numbers on how to optimize, because the lesser number of roles you have, the more optimized your system will be and efficient. And oh my God, so that's it. So that's it for today. I'm happy I'm able to go through all this, and so any questions and answers, and I'm happy to oblige. Sorry guys, I hope this was not too much or too fast or too confusing. But anyway, there's some time for questions for some questions. Either go back or go over something. So I'm all ears now. Thank you. You can maybe raise your hands and I'll be calling you to ask questions. I must confess, I don't think it's even too, well, that's the way Bottom started it. It's a bit boring. I'm being only the one on my own side talking. It's like there's no feedback. I'm just talking. I don't even know if I'm making sense at times, if I'm too fast, if I'm slow, or if people are sleeping. But
we are not.
We're not sleeping. We hear you.
We're listening to you.
If on the next class, I'll start making it more interesting. But it's okay. Maybe just so that we all focus and not be distracted by either noise on the background. So I have a hand here, Basiakan. Please.
Hello, Obi. Actually, we're not sleeping. I really do enjoy your teaching. I was just wondering if it is okay to stop you during your
that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe you, but I think I understand why. Like example today, I can't believe I had like 33 slides, and I wanted to also be going to the org. So yes, it's okay to stop, but I want all of us to be wise about that. Maybe if you can jot down your question to the end, good. Or maybe I think someone stopped me when I was talking, like you have to go back to a slide. That one is okay. Maybe please, can you go back to this slide? Not like maybe stopping me to start discussing something on a particular place that will take our time. So we can go back to a slide, we can repeat something, we can re-explain something. No issue. Please feel free to stop me and ask.
Perfect, because I think a two-way thing is a lot better than one way. And
yes.
Because some people, if you miss a particular point, you lost it all. And for you to wait till the end of the lecture to ask a question, you might not even want to ask that question anymore because it's not going to make a lot of sense to you. So thank you for the opportunity to stop you, if someone has a question to ask. I think that would make sense.
Okay, that's good. I did type in my question. Is there a chart or something? Okay. That's your style of using slides is a great idea. Make it more structured. Okay, good. Thank you. Olushina, are you typing my question? Okay.
You're just making a request.
Yes, okay. You can also pause every 30 minutes and see.
For those of us that join late.
Yes. Join late due to other engagements. Could you make the slide available to us?
Yeah, that's a good one. Can we have a copy of your slide? Is that okay?
I will think about that. I'll let Batobe know and see what he says. And see if I can
you can convert it to PDF.
It feels like an intellect. I'm being careful because some are my slide. That's why I keep telling you the ones I just copied from either some of my lectures I will do online with webinars, and I wouldn't want to be sharing slides claiming it's mine. Food is not mine, and that could be like plagiarism. I'm someone that I schooled abroad. I'm very careful about such things, but I will discuss some of the work on mine. So I have to, if I'm even to share slide, I have to work on it again and make sure I refer the ones that was copied from somewhere and stay where it is from, not just give you what I have as if it is fully mine. So Salesforce knowledge is open and is to be shared to everybody. So I will be able to do that, but I will need to make my references. That's just the point.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, does it mean what I taught today was understandable or is something you can follow up with? And I think it is. I tried to say, okay, I think we'll have some more time. Let's see if, hope you work. Don't fall my hand. I've never done this before, but I believe we can do it. Let's see if we can set up the thing that didn't work initially, the account or whatever, even though it's not like we need it for anything. Where are you? So let's go to account. No, hierarchy, external, account hierarchy. And of course, there's nothing set up because we couldn't do it that time. Then we'll click on new. Test account hierarchy. We'll select my partner as the main guy now. And we'll make it parent. So it is active. Then we'll save. So this account must have portal roles associated with it that match the hierarchy type account ID. What are you trying to say now? Test partner. Is this not account? This account must have portal roles associated with it that match the hierarchy type. What is the hierarchy? Test partner is not a partner account. My account had a partner role. So okay, the account should have. Well, I haven't created. Or do I need to create roles? Account ID. I don't know what this guy is talking about. I think he will figure it out. And if I wanted to still choose somebody else, he's saying it's not. This one won't even work because it's not. Okay, let me see if I will choose this one as parent and see what happens. Test. Search external. Okay, I don't have anyone, so it's not gonna work. You won't even work because you're not. Portal roles. So let me think. Portal roles. Portal roles. Is it because? Oh, let me remember. Okay, yes, I remember. I think I remember why. Because you can only choose one of both. Whereby digital. I think that could be the reason. So now let me make this one 3 and see what happens. So you can only choose one. So now if I go to my user test partner and edit, what will happen to this guy? Would you have roles? Not yet. Okay. I need to create a new user and add a role to it. So let's go back to my contacts. Contacts. Oh no, let me just go to the account. Go to the test partner. Create a new contact to it. Okay, why I want account and test partner account. Create a new contact. Call it test user partner and save. We'll go to test user. We convert him to enable as partner user. So then we'll save. Okay. Oh, God. Will you work? Okay, so it works. So do you see that now I was trying to explain to you before? I've added 3 rows to my partner. So each time I create a partner user, it is creating extra, it's giving it executive, manager, and user, not one. So this is actually a waste. It's not optimizing, but if you have this, it means you have roles. Now you can manage accounts, which I think is what this thing is trying to ask me to do. And let's see if it should work. I hope it works now. So again, test AH, select the test partner account, activate it, and save. Hurrah. Okay, so that makes me feel happy. So now we are setting up this so we can add more. So this is active. So under here, we can now add child accounts. So we can select child 1, whatever, but you should be writing the names. It's under this one, of course, and then you save. Is hierarchy active? Yes. Select the account, test partner. Wait, the name is child 1. Parent is test AH, yes. And then say, oh no, I can't type permissions with the external account. No, yeah, it can't be a hierarchy. I don't think so. Yeah, so that's how it is. I can also create another one. But this is inactive. It should be active. What happened? Activate. This account and hierarchy type permission is always treated with an external account hierarchy. Save the record, change the hierarchy type. Okay. So I have to change the hierarchy type, right? So the account is this. I don't think I need parent. So that's a parent now. Save. Yeah, that's it. So it's a parent. This is the parent. Activate hierarchy. No, just activate. What's happening? Well, as I mentioned earlier, I've not. But the point is, we can do this just to read the nuances. I think because I'm already on time, so I'm already not thinking fully. But we're able to create it, and we can just go around it and see how we can add the accounts under it. It's not a big deal. Well, I think I'll call it a night if there's no other questions, and see you on Monday. Can I get thumbs up, or if you guys are okay with that?
Sorry, Abira. Are there trails that we can probably practice?
Yes. Trails plenty. There's always plenty trails. It's just first of all, that's the way I taught my dad computer, even how to use a new phone always. Ask yourself, what do I want to learn? And you Google it. Just Google it. Whatever you want to learn, just type it. Okay. And there are trails. So like I don't know where to start from. Even my preparing this lecture, so I have my notes. I use my notes, then I had to type in some of other things that I can't remember or I'm not sure of, or I want to get more view. You type it, everything it will just come out plenty, then you pick up what you want. Because you have to be careful because at times there's so many jargons or so many information. You need to pick out what you want that answers your question and then try to test or look at how it works. You can look at not just the trailhead itself. There's most importantly, I don't joke with the Salesforce help. They help sales things. Then there are also, what did I use now? Sample experience 1. I use blog posts. There are a lot of blog posts. You check the blog posts. There's this even document. I've not even used documentation, 941 pages. I don't even use it here, but you can get any information. This is on community complete. So the information is out there. Experience Cloud, Winter 22. So 941. I swear to you, each time I keep working, it comes up. I've never used it, but whatever I'm sure you want is also here. If videos are there, trails, I showed this one yesterday, it's still out there too. You can. That's why I left it open because I felt there were things I will need to even look at or read or learn because of the next class. So anybody even reading ahead will even know this, not see it, except maybe I might be able to explain it better than someone just sitting and reading. So that is all I can tell you. You need to, at the end of the day, of course, you need to do your own research and do your own work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, if nothing else, guys, good night. And tomorrow is Friday. Bye.
Okay. Good night. Bye.
Bye,
Bye everyone.